Hello there. Let's figure out if this data set has any influential points. Step 1. Plot the points. Well, there's a candidate if I ever saw one. Clearly this is an outlier. That is both an X and a Y outlier. And now the question is it also influential? So what we're going to do is calculate the linear regression for all of the points. I'm going to denote what you would type in here. This would be what you type into list 1, and this is what you would type into list 2, and we're going to do the linear regression for that. Go to your calculator, stat, over to calculate, down to list linear regression, list 1, list 2. And there's my equation rounding to 2 decimal places. And I'll plot it in the graph. Okay, so clearly trending up. This point's pulling it up. It's got to make it try to meet that one. Now, let's take this point out. So I'm going to have new lists over here. And the fastest way for me to do this, I could actually just go in here and delete these and do list 1 and list 2 again, but I might actually want to keep using this data. So over here in list 3, I'm going to define list 3 as being list 1. And define list 2 as the same thing. That'll copy them down. And then I just go into that list and delete the offending party. So I'll only have 6 terms in it. And now I'll do a linear regression of list 3 and list 4. And that line is quite a bit different, because down here this is relatively compact, trending down. When I put this one in, it had to adjust rather drastically to make it go up. So that slope changed a lot. So that point is definitely influential. Now, some of you, when you calculated the linear regression, may have had diagnostics turned on. And in addition to getting your A and your B for your slope and y-intercept in linear regression, you also got an R and an R squared. I'm just going to jot down what those are here. So there it is with that point. And here we are without. Now this R, this is like Spearman's R, but it's for unranked data, because this didn't have any rank 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, it just jumped up there to the 20th. But this tells us the strength of that correlation. So it's sort of interesting here that that influential point, when we put that point in, that had a strong positive correlation, that it gave it a real shape that had to trend up. But without that point, we just more or less had a cloud of data down there. And it was kind of hard to tell, is it trending up, is it trending down? So that was actually that was a weak correlation, slightly negative. But with that influential point, it turned into a strong correlation. So we have these 2 tests. Now we've been looking at the slope. The slope changed a lot, so the point's influential. But you can also look at how much that correlation coefficient changes. And it dropped rather dramatically here, from strong to very weak. So that's another argument for why this point 2015 is influential. And we'll be getting into the next investigation how these R values for unranked data are calculated. Character and Scholarship for Life.